He's the starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, and he's got a new contract, and he's got another appearance back on the Rich Eisen Show, one of my favorites. Brock Purdy is back here in the program. Good to see you, Brock. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me, guys.
How are you?
Doing great. We're in camp. Just got a baby. Life is good.
Hey, I think you buried the headline. I'm not going to lie.
Congrats.
I'm not going to bury the line, the lie right there. So, who? What do we? Boy, girl? What do we have?
We got a little baby girl. Her name is Millie. So she's our first child, and our hearts are so big right now, man. So
Look at that picture. All right, let's be straight up here. There's Millie right there. Your wife's name is, what's her name?
Jenna.
Okay, Jenna. Now, I'm straight up. You got to be honest with me. Did Jenna say that white T-shirt would be good for the picture? Brock,
she told me what to wear, actually. So I'm gonna point to her on that. Yeah.
Hey, this is not my first rodeo. You know, I mean, I got this sign here. I've had 3 of them, and for sure, you know, the white T-shirt. I've been directed before and produced by my wife. I get it. That's a lovely photograph.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're most welcome. So, how's that changed your perspective on things, Brock?
I mean, it's what matters, you know, just with what we're doing in life and why I'm doing it. Get to go home to my wife and our little baby, and to be able to raise her up in this world, and obviously you want to teach her all the good things and everything for everything to go perfect, but it's handling all of that, and then coming here and work and playing football. But at the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't matter what happens. I get to go home to my beautiful family and just be so grateful for what matters. And so I'm still learning, but man, my heart is big right now, and I'm just so thankful.
Okay. So who had more labor pains, your wife for the baby or you for your contract, Brock?
No, I'm gonna say my wife.
Okay.
She definitely
Good answer.
Good
answer.
You know, that pleases
I have
the
so
home
much respect
front,
for her.
the management front. Good answer. Good audible right there. Okay. So, I mean, lots has changed in your life in 2025, pretty much. Would you say?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, our baby, and then earlier this offseason, the contract, getting that handled. So, I mean, there's been a bunch of different moving parts and whatnot, but being married to, you know, Jenna and being my best friend, like, we've been able to handle all of this, and then our faith background, and understanding what matters most in life and what we're trying to do, what's our purpose, where are we going, and keeping things simple. So that's just where we're at right now. We're very thankful, but it's just one day at a time, you know, not getting caught up in too much stuff.
I bet. Listen, money's great, but what is the contract and the dollars, cents, term, length mean to you from the organization? What does that signify to you and mean to you at the end of the day, Brock Purdy?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, it's them showing, you know, they're putting their faith and trust in me to lead this organization, and be the guy that can, you know, help take us to new heights. And obviously we're chasing the 6th Super Bowl ring for this organization, and for them to, you know, pay me to show me that, hey, you know, they're putting their faith and trust in me to go do that. And so that's my goal, taking it one day at a time. And my process is the same with, you know, how I go about studying and the scheme and working with Kyle and my teammates. But, you know, going into year 4, it's like, all right, you know, it's time to, you know, obviously be the guy consistently, week in and week out, and let's put a season together. Let's get to the playoffs and make a run. And you know, that's how I'm looking at it. I don't want to think too much more than that and make it complicated, but
Of course.
you know, keeping it simple and go win games.
Now, the dollar figure is robust, without a doubt. And that beautiful baby that we just saw a picture of at the very beginning of this conversation is set. And that's a pretty neat feeling for you and your wife that you can know that right now. That said, what do you say to people who think you could have gotten more based on your situation, your leverage, your performance? What do you say to folks? Could have gotten more, Brock. What do you say to that?
I mean, you know, it's a business, so there's a bunch of different things that, you know, can happen. For me, it's, you know, getting what I deserve, yes, but also, you know, we got to put together a team and guys around me, and, you know, let's win. At the end of the day, man, let's win. And that's all I care about. And, you know, to keep fighting for more, you know, millions of dollars and things like that, it's like, I got to keep it simple, and I know what's most important in my life, and that's my family. of my faith, and then obviously coming here and elevating everybody else's game and helping us win. And for me, it another however many millions of dollars, like that's not going to satisfy me. Like I have everything that I need, and before this contract with obviously my wife and Jenna, my faith in Jesus Christ, like that's all I need, man. And I really do believe that. But it's a business, so we did the business side of things, but outside of that, I'm content. I know the Niners are as well, and now you just surround yourself with a good team and go win, man.
Brock Purdy here on the Rich Eisen Show, star of the San Francisco 49ers. Not to turn you into my NFL information man, but there's a lot of health questions right from last year to this year, and obviously getting your receiving core back healthy in terms of week one. Where does this all stand for you that you're willing to share right now, Brock?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Brandon Ayuk, our starting star receiver, just from his ACL injury last year. I don't know where that lines up in the timeline of things, but
Right.
come week one, obviously we're gonna rock with whoever we can that's healthy. Juwan Jennings, Ricky Pearsall, Jacob Cowing, Demarcus Robinson, all those guys, man, and we're excited for every single one of them. And obviously we still got our guys, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk. We got guys that can make plays, and so for us, whoever's out there, we know that we're gonna trust come week one and find a way to win. Kyle will do great with the scheme with Clay Kubiak, Mick Lombardi, and we're gonna roll, man. So obviously we want all of our guys to be there and healthy, but that's just how things are right now with Ayuk being hurt, coming back from his ACL, but we're gonna be just fine. So I'm excited for it.
And the offense in your third year now running it, you must be now how comfortable compared to obviously year one as a full-time starter. Where are you right now on that front, Brock?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely really comfortable in it. Just when Kyle calls a play, knowing what to expect, what's my answers, getting in and out of the huddle, being more clear to guys in the huddle on certain things and looks and reminders. Just going into year four, it's like this maturity, like you've done it, you've been there, and it's another language that you've studied for multiple years, and now I feel more fluent in it. So taking all those things, and once I break the huddle, getting up to the line and keeping it simple. What's my job? What's my answer? What's my footwork? Where do my eyes need to be? And find completions, move the ball, move the chains. It's doing that over and over and over, and trying to keeping it simple within all of that. So I feel good.
What was your first conversation with Coach like after you signed the contract? It's like, okay, you gave me the opportunity. I knocked the door down. We're now officially attached at the hip here. Like, this is it. And I'm sure you felt that way already. The contract didn't need to happen for you to feel that way, but it kind of does confirm it. I'm just wondering what that was like for you, your first meeting with Kyle Shanahan after all that went down.
Going into it, Kyle sat me down and we just talked. He's like, "Hey man, there's going to be this whole process within the negotiations, but just so you hear it from me before it starts is I believe in you, and I have since you got here and you became the guy. Like it's been nothing but great things. We've grown together, and I want to continue this ride together." And he goes, "But when it comes to the money and all that kind of stuff, that's between the money people, your team with your agent and everybody." So but he explained to me that I'm his guy, and we need to get this done. And so I appreciated that, being the starting quarterback, hearing that from your head coach, just gives you a lot of confidence moving forward. But once we got the deal done, it was nothing but a little celebration, and we were appreciative of both sides taking care of business in a professional manner. And now it's like we got right back into meetings, and we picked up where we left off from last year, and let's keep this thing going. So nothing but respect for Kyle and how he goes about it, and I love playing for him.
Where were you watching the draft and seeing the new and old DC and Robert Saleh get one pick after another, after another, after another? What was your 2 cents on that one? Watching the proceedings, Brock.
Yeah, I'm a big advocate, man, for loading up our defense.
Sure.
And what he's done here. When I got here my rookie year, man, our defense was stacked, and
Yep.
and that was from what Saleh had built up. So to have him back and do his thing in the draft, man, I couldn't be more excited, for our team, for this organization, and have Saleh back for our culture, man. It's gonna be pretty sweet. I'm excited.
Yeah, and then you got handled, and everyone's coming back healthy as best they can. There's, it seems to me that your team is, out of the headlines, under the radar right now, and which is weird for a team with such a massive fan base. and such a level of success over the past few years of being Super Bowl contenders despite the injury bugs. Would you say that's fair, that you guys are under the radar as a team to be reckoned with this year, right now, Brock?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. We didn't make the playoffs last year, so, anytime that happens, just by nature, you're going to be a team that people think, oh, they got a lot of work to do kind of thing. And, which I get, but for me, it's, I believe that we have all the right people in this building to go and do what we want here. I feel like last year we were a couple games away, a couple moments and plays away from winning games and getting in the playoffs and making a run. Things just don't go our way with what happened. But last year was last year. I feel great about this team and who we have and the leadership here. So people can overlook us if they want and whatnot. That's fine. We don't listen to the outside world. It's all about who's in this building and inside our walls, and we're going to go and play together and find ways to win.
Now, speaking of making a run, I'm sure you've heard it, and I think I may have even brought it up to you in our last chat during last season. Steve Young thinks you should be using your legs more, that you have that weapon in your arsenal, and that you should be taken off more, and you should be more of an offensive weapon running it. Do you agree, Brock?
I've answered this before, and I get what he's saying. I totally do. I think for me, it's playing quarterback, and I've said this before. Like I'm a point guard. I like to dish it out to the guys that are open, move the ball, and get our offense to be a machine and move it forward and do my job and do it well. And then obviously there's times where it's football, man. It's 11 on 11. Pocket's going to break down. Yeah, use your legs, man. Tuck it. I feel like I have a good enough skill set to be able to move and create plays on the run and off schedule and whatnot. I think we saw that, in the NFC Championship game and some other moments in other games. And but am I a dual threat guy? No, I think I'm a pocket passer first, and if something breaks down, then yeah. So I totally get what he's saying, but that doesn't mean I got to drop back and think, all right, I haven't ran in a while. I need to go make an explosive play with my legs now. When the time's right and it presents itself, then sure.
Speaking of point guard, I feel like you're leading me a question to my next question. Have you spoken to Tyrese Haliburton lately, Brock?
I have. It was more so just, congrats on a good season and praying for him, man, after his injury, man, in Game 7. That was tough to watch, but I'm so proud of him. Just the playoff run that he had, and all of us Iowa State guys, like, we've known that, Tyrese had the it factor going back to college, and to see him doing this on a national level, at the highest level in the NBA, man, it was pretty remarkable. So his playoff run, the whole season that he had, man, could be happier for him.
Yeah, speaking as a Knicks fan, and maybe on behalf of Cavs and Bucks fans, not that big of a fan of the run that he went on, but he was unreal, superb, and obviously in the time where his team needed him the most, and when it was least expected to go on a run. When did you first see that it factor? When did you first meet him and notice that, okay, this is pretty special right now?
Our freshman year, like, we had a couple of those just general classes at Iowa State, and like just, hanging out with him. He's a genuine dude, and he had just this charismatic personality in front of all the guys and stuff. I was like, oh, this guy's sweet. Like, this guy, he's got something to him. And then sure enough, when basketball season rolled around and he stepped out there as a freshman, 6'6" point guard, dishing it out, like going on explosive runs and throwing it down in front of the whole stadium. Like, I was like, oh shoot, like Tyrese is like that. And then he stayed a second year and did the same thing. But not only that, man, anytime he was on the court, you just felt like the whole team and everybody watching, like, all right, our team's got a chance now, and he's going to elevate everybody else's game around him. You felt that. And so seeing this on the NBA level now, for me, I'm like, yeah, this is the same Tyrese that I watched back at Iowa State. So.
Yeah. Was John Haliburton there too? On the court, doing his thing back in the day?
Now back in college, I don't think.
Okay, just want to know how far back you go with John as well. All right, so before I let you go here, you got Millie at home, right? And if I'm not mistaken, days apart from Colette McCaffrey. Am I correct? Just what, about 10 days apart?
I think
on
so.
That front? Yeah. Something right around that. So let's say the Purdys and the McCaffreys want to go live their best lives one night, go out to dinner. Who on the San Francisco 49ers would be the designated babysitter for both of your infant children?
Oh, my goodness.
Brock Purdy.
Man.
Yep.
I would have to say,
yep.
I want to say Kittle would
Yeah.
be fun,
Well-
but he might be a little bit too crazy.
Somebody's got to put the kids to bed, Brock. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, this is the guy that who's awesome. He's responsible, but it would seem like bedtime would be a little fungible. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like a moving target, right?
We would get home from dinner and the kids would still be up moving around and he'd be ramping them up and like, come on, George.
Right.
So,
At some point, we've got to put the kids down. So,
Yeah.
who on the team do you think would be the right person for the job so the Purdys and the McCaffreys can have a night of adults at dinner? You know, I can just feel like you were back before the kids. You know what I mean? For a split night.
I mean, one of the offensive linemen, the offensive linemen I feel like are very mature, like
Nice.
good dudes.
Yep. That makes sense.
Maybe Colton McKivitz or Kyle Juszczyk, fullback. He's always on. He's type A.
Okay.
So
Yes. Okay.
I want to say Fred Warner. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. All right. I like it. These are all good. You know, $20 an hour, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, that's, you know what I mean? Reasonable. That sort of work. And you can reach them. Any questions? They can reach you at dinner.
Yeah.
I think this makes sense.
Men.
Okay. But
Responsible men.
I love that Kittle was your first choice, though. I'd like that one. That's what I was hoping for. He's one of my favorites, too. Brock, thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate you catching up in the middle of training camp, and we'll catch up during the season if you're so willing. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You bet. That's Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers quarterback, new proud papa, right here on The Rich Eisen Show.
Catch The Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.